top of the table. Man City 4 from 4. They start slow. They've obviously started fast. Give them the trophy.
Yeah,
Give them the trophy. Give them the trophy.
What, Manchester City?
Give them the trophy. I love it. Come on, Ade. You can't be that defeatist this early.
You think it's a wrap already? Manchester City have won the Premier League.
It's a wrap already, isn't it?
No.
Haaland scoring. De Bruyne was injured. Didn't miss him. They're just frightening.
No. We know that there are twists and turns, and there is an unpredictability to the Premier League that makes it so beautiful.
Do you know who's going to be their biggest challenge?
Arsenal.
Liverpool.
It's not Liverpool. It's Arsenal.
I think deep down, I think you know it's Liverpool.
Viewers, what do you think? It's a great debate here. I don't know what they're going to say. I haven't listened to this video yet. Arsenal or Liverpool? Who are going to challenge City the most? I know international break's on right now. We all hate it. But the Premier League's returning in a few days. Real business is going to start. Who's challenging City? Let me know. Also, hit like buttons now. Subscribe. Let's delve into this.
Care whether it's Liverpool or Arsenal. No dog in this fight whatsoever. If it's Liverpool, fine. If it's Arsenal, I mean, I'd rather it with Liverpool. I'd rather Liverpool win the league.
So you do have a dog in the fight then?
Than Arsenal. But Arsenal are better placed. They are more ready. They have a better squad. And crucially, their season started in the 90th minute of their 4th game of the season. Off
You
the
think
back.
Arsenal have a better squad than Liverpool? Better squad?
Addy, this isn't my opinion. This is just a fact. You're taking it personally because you're a Liverpool fan.
I'm not taking it personally.
You are. I can see. You've got green in your eye. You're charging at me. I can see that there's an issue here.
I'm just asking a question.
Viewers, answer this here. Who has the better squad? I'm looking at Liverpool's team. The interesting thing is their best player outfield is Salah. And you could argue that Saka is Arsenal's best player. They've got a better goalkeeper, Liverpool. But they don't have a midfielder, in my opinion, at their club who's as good, like sort of a more assisting midfielder as good as Rice and Partey. Szoboszlai is an attacking midfielder. McAllister is from an attacking point of view. They better than Odegaard? No. Trent, yeah, probably overall. He's not better defensively, but better overall than White at right back. Centre back. Their centre backs are done at Liverpool. I'd pick Arsenal's over theirs now. Left backs, I think Zinchenko. There's an argument to now say he's better than Robertson. Liverpool fans want him sold, want him moved on. Martinelli starts for Liverpool. I think Darwin Núñez is probably a better goal scorer, but I would say Gabriel Jesus is overall a better football player than him up top through the middle. And you start going on to the bench. I'm siding with Arsenal here. And maybe I am biased. Maybe I do have a dog in this fight. But I want to know what you think. Because a lot of people are going to come for Arsenal here. The Arsenal hate is going to rear to the surface. I can see it. But who is going to challenge City the most? And who has the better squad, Liverpool or Arsenal? Let me know in the comments section below. I want to hear from you now, people.
Blah, 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 blah.
PSG want to be, the fact that Liverpool have won a Premier League under Klopp, the fact that they've been to countless European finals, the fact that they've won a European final, it's all Klopp for me. So while Klopp's there, regardless of what happens to the playing personnel, I always think Liverpool will be fine. Pound for pound, I believe Klopp is the best manager in the league. I think the answer is Pep Guardiola. I think Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the league. But pound for pound, I think it's Jurgen Klopp.
Explain yourself, sir. What do you mean?
I think this is fairly self-explanatory. The reason why I say that I think Guardiola is the better manager because the record proves that. But pound for pound, I think Jurgen Klopp is a better manager.
What do you mean? If they have the same money,
yes, if you were to put Jurgen Klopp in Pep Guardiola's position, I think Jurgen Klopp would excel. If you were to put Pep Guardiola in Jurgen Klopp's position, I'm not so sure he would.
Oh,
I think. It's an interesting debate. We've heard this a few times before, maybe not quite worded in this way as we saw Rory do here, but it's a great hypothetical. It's a great hypothetical. And I suppose the only thing that isn't on the CV of Pep Guardiola is taking over a club who don't have the most money in their respective league, or close to the most amount of money in their respective league. Or he hasn't taken over a team that's fallen from grace, has been in the doldrums for many years and built it, you know, sort of like the phoenix rising from the ashes. He hasn't done that. But we also haven't seen Klopp manage a team with the most money and the pressure that brings. By the way, Klopp has spent a lot of money at Liverpool. A hell of a lot of money has been spent by that manager. hundreds of millions of pounds. You include the wages and the bonuses and the agent fees. The agent fees are one of the highest. They're one of the biggest spenders in European football. The pound for pound argument for me, I think makes more sense when you compare who's the best run club in the country, Brighton or Man City. On a pound for pound basis, I can see the argument for Brighton because they're the wage bill at City is more than the total income that Brighton have as a football club. So therefore, it's a pound for pound argument. I don't think any member of the top six in the Premier League are in pound for pound conversations with each other. They all are colossal spenders with huge wage bills, with managers earning huge amounts of money. I think the playing field at that level is so much closer. I don't personally think the pound for pound argument can come into it. But equally, I don't like the idea of Pep being looked at as a checkbook manager because for me, genuinely for me, the pressure that comes with spending money is hard to handle. Look how many players and managers have flopped after spending huge amounts of money. It's a very difficult thing to do. But give me your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions in the comment section below.
Right, okay, so just let me make this point. When Ollie Solskjaer was deemed not good enough for Man United, that was based on the fact that Man United used to win everything all the time under Sir Alex. When Unai Emery was deemed not good enough for Arsenal, that's based on the fact that Arsene Wenger took them to numerous titles, FA Cups, constantly in Champions League. When Graham Potter was deemed not good enough for Chelsea, that's based on the fact that over the last 20 years or so, I'm not giving exact numbers, but they've won God knows how many titles, a couple of Champions League, FA Cups, etc., etc. When people are deeming Gareth Southgate not good enough for England, based on what?
Based on what? It's a good argument. Yes, I've seen a lot of England fans do it. And you're right. There is an element of Emery and Ollie Potter not being deemed good enough because of what our clubs have won in the past. And England haven't been winning things since 1966. And we've had better tournaments in the last three than we have done really and truly between 1966 and Southgate's reign. The reason that Graham Potter, the reason that Unai Emery, the reason that Ollie were not only sacked, but not supported by a large percentage of their fan bases is because there wasn't the belief they could win it. Could. Not you haven't won it yet, so go. Most of us didn't believe they could. Most Gooners didn't believe Emery would get him back to the right level. Most Man United fans loved Ollie. A lot of United fans loved him. Thought he was a good manager. But none of us very few of us said he's elite and will get us back to the top. Same for Graham Potter at Chelsea. And my friend, that's exactly what's going on with Southgate. Generally speaking, in qualifiers, we're great. Generally speaking, in qualifiers, we're good. We had a few bad moments, but we're okay. Nation League's been a bit poor. At the tournaments, listen, we've had a semi-final. We've had a final. I think we should have done better at the last World Cup. But what it comes down to with me with Southgate is I think when it comes to the crunch, when it comes to the most crucial moments, he will let us down. He's not ambitious enough. His teams are too pragmatic. The fact that Rashford, who was having a great World Cup, got 3 minutes against France was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Beyond stupidity. Even the other day against the Ukraine, you take off Jude Bellingham and you leave Henderson on the pitch. The reason I want Southgate gone isn't because he hasn't given us some good moments, isn't because he hasn't improved us. It's nothing to do with the history of England. It's because I don't believe he'll get us over the line to win those major trophies. Simple and straightforward as that for me.
How dare you!
At Manchester United, the blame should be shared around to a point, but the buck does stop with them. And to turn around and say it's a business, well, I'm sorry, that to me shows really what type of human beings they are, the fact that they don't care about people. And I think you can still have a business and be a successful business person, businessman, businesswoman, without having to go down the route that they're clearly going down. They don't care one jot about Manchester United football fans, and I think that's a real shame. But ruthless people, maybe that's naive for me, ruthless people would turn around and say, well, it's a business, they're making lots of money out of it, billions.
It's a very, very interesting point there on talkSPORT. And it's one of the first people I've seen actually come out and say something so concise but candid and so accurate about United. I'd love to have been on this show. I'd love to have been able to interact with this and just say, I get it. They are being ruthless, so must the fans be. But the problem is, and I understand this so deep down inside me, Man United fans, so many of them love the club so deeply, they cannot see or understand or grasp or even want to. And there's various different reasons. Some people just love it blind. They can't see that by continuing to physically support the club, financially support the club, we enable the behavior of the Glazers. We enable them to treat us so badly because there is no downside for them. They're going to continue to make millions of pounds out of the club, and they will eventually sell it for a record profit. But they don't care about the direction that we're going. And it's really good to see talkSPORT speak about this. It was a clip that I came across, didn't trend, didn't really get any traction. Rivals hate the Glazers being blamed for where we are as a football club. That should tell Man United fans everything you need to know. But this clip coming up next, I haven't listened to this in its entirety. I've only someone sent me through it as a headline. I'm very excited to listen to this. Let's take a little listen.
And maintained. Harry Kane had opportunities at Tottenham Hotspur to become a Champions League winner, a Carabao Cup winner twice, FA Cup semi-finals. He was in the final of the European Championships for England, the semi-final of the World Cup for England, quarter-final. He's had the opportunities. Now, maybe, Mr. Harry Kane, you aren't a big game player. Perhaps, let's flip it on him. If he wants to say Spurs ain't a top club mentality, perhaps you yourself don't have the mentality of someone, say, like Didier Drogba. Now, that's always my comparison, because, what was it, 9-9 finals for the Drog. I go back to the 2012 Bayern Munich game, when that was ultimately one of the best Bayern Munich sides of all time, and Chelsea had no right to go to their back garden and win the Champions League in the fashion they did. Drogba stepping up with a header, winning penalty. Yep. You look at the World Cup just gone. Messi, even Mbappe in that final. That final there was like, hi, I'm Messi and I'm Mbappe. Yep. We are the top tier. And we will show you why.
I understand where he's coming from. And these question marks are over Harry Kane. They exist. They 110% exist. And until he scores in some finals and delivers in the ultimate big games, not just big clashes, because his North London derby record is great. He scored against, I think, every Premier League team, including, he's got winners against City at the Etihad, the greatest City team of all time. So he had big moments in individual games. But you're right. Bang on. Harry Kane has to deliver in these big moments. But that doesn't mean he's wrong about Tottenham. To you, Harry Kane is so right in what he said. At Bayern Munich, they win 2 games, but they struggle. There's huge criticism. That pressure will create diamonds. You can't even say that pressure at Tottenham would burst pipes, because the pressure isn't there to do it. As long as the football is pretty, Spurs fans are happy regardless of the results. They don't care if it's convincing wins, losing, drawing per se. As long as the football's pretty, they have their club back. And Harry Kane, probably for the first time in his life, is experiencing what high standards at a club at the top of the mountain have. Not a team trying to get to that stage. And England, by the way, we don't have high standards either. We still have at least 60% of our fan base. Oh, we get a manager, got to be English, like, got to understand us. That just tells you there's no desire to win. They'd love to win, but there's no desire to win. Simple as that. There's a lot of men out there who want to have a great body, nice big arms, good back, flat stomach, abs, nice thick legs. Loads of men want that. But how many actually have the real genuine desire to go and do it? Not me. Most of us don't. Wanting something and having a desire to go and grab it are completely different. Listen, people, give me your views, give me your opinions on these clips today. Would love to hear from you in the comments section below. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you all again soon. Peace.